Hello and welcome back to the U Up podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I'm Jared Freed, so good to be back here with you, Jordana. We're in the midst of the holiday season. This comes out when? We're getting ahead a little bit to let people, the 21st. So Christmas
is coming up. This is in our real-time recording, I heard in our Betches Slack channel that SantaCon is this weekend. So I assume SantaCon is back.
It's back.
Yes. I mean, it'll be over by the time this airs.
It is funny that...
I also heard a rumor that Maddie is attending.
What? Oh, my God. Are you going? No? Is it? Okay, so I guess this makes me feel old.
Rumor.
Vicious rumor, right? This makes me feel old because, it's funny that you, go, oh, didn't that just end? But it's like, no, life still goes even though we've gotten older.
We stopped going.
Yeah.
But it's still, clubs are still open even though I don't go to them anymore.
Yeah, right. So, right. Right. Lavo still plays the hits. Right. So, Maddie, are you getting invited to SantaCon events and things of that nature?
Yes. I was talking to Julia about how my friends want to go, but I didn't go last year, but I saw all of it.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, that does not look appealing to me at all.
I think you should go. It's a New York rite of passage.
Right. I think you should go.
I think you should go.
The pushback I'm getting.
Have fun.
I've been.
Enjoy it. Yeah, are you kidding me? I was the fucking...
Avoid the guys that talk about it like that.
I led the parade.
I'm the mayor of SantaCon.
Papa JT? Yeah, of course I was there. No, it was fun. It made sense. I think SantaCon, when it first started, remember when it first started? The whole idea was there was this viral video. I think, in my mind, this is how it started.
Okay.
There was a viral video of a bar with all these Santas dancing. And everyone was like, wow, look how fun this looks. And then people were like, let's make it a thing. And then and what happens is, as things grow, you get the people that aren't creative and they're destructive. Creative, fun.
Yes.
Destructive, not creative, not fun. Destructive often gets is
ruining the creative onset.
It masquerades
Yes.
as creativity, and it's not. It's just you being a wild animal. So you get these people from Hoboken and other places.
Not a good reputation day for Hoboken.
Right. They come in. They seep their way into the city of all fine adults.
We open the
who
gates.
Right. We let these rodents into town, and that's what happens. So I hope you should go.
All right. I'll think about it.
Go and just as an undercover U Up reporter.
Yes.
See the hookups going on. See, give us the state of the SantaCon Union.
Right. And then there would be the one Jew as Hanukkah Harry. That's fun. I get
many
it.
Jews.
A lot of Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too many for Kanye, he told me.
Yeah. Not a good good holiday for Kanye.
Right.
I guess, right?
Listen. So I just, SantaCon, do it once and it's done.
Yes. It's very fun. It's like any kind of holiday where you can get dressed up. But I like SantaCon probably maybe even more than Halloween because the idea of it is okay, the only other people out are people who are really looking to have fun and drink a lot and party. And the outfit choices are very what you have to dress up as.
Right.
Whereas Halloween is what am I going to be? What am I going to dress up as? What does this say about me? It's the outfit is elf or Santa.
It's comfortable.
Yes.
You're comfy walking in. I mean, the Santa outfit, what's comfier than that? You're dressed in a full sleeping bag. The elf, and then, the women do the sexy elf, sexy Santa, Mrs. Claus. Yes. All fun and games. I mean, to hate SantaCon is just too easy of an opinion.
I agree. I mean, I think it's obviously there's the worst people are there.
They're the worst. Yeah, the on the spectrum, you're gonna get the worst.
Right, but that's like any other St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
Anything like that.
And if you're young and you're sitting there, if you have said the words, all my friends are married and in relationships, and I'm just sitting here so old, I'm 25. It's your fault.
Right. Because you haven't gone to enough SantaCons.
Right. Well, I'm saying, and then if hold on, let me take it back here. It's your fault if you're also saying, SantaCon, get a group together, get in that fucking Claus outfit, and start drinking and having a good time, or no drink, get high, whatever you do. You go sober. You can go sober and enjoy.
Have a great time. I hope I see someone around in SantaCon, Carl.
Someone.
Yes.
Not too many.
Not too many. Well, I'm in the Upper East Side, so I feel like
good.
it'll be like I'll see like a little spattering
You'll see it.
of Santas. Probably not like where you are, probably where they're going to be everywhere.
Right. I'm leaving this weekend, thank goodness.
Okay. Do they block off the roads for SantaCon?
The West Village. I
that's
saw
like douchebag city.
Apparently, I saw a video. To me, when I first got here, going to the West Village was like going to mom and dad's house. Like it was like it was older, rich, nice, whatever. And then I saw there was one TikTok where a woman described West Village as like the new Murray Hill, and it hit me so hard. I was so mad about it. And then I've slowly had to accept the reality that Hudson Street is really, it can get wild. It can be its own SantaCon.
I kind of think if I think of the trajectory of a post grad. So you graduate college, you move to Murray Hill,
right?
Then you get a raise, you move to Chelsea.
Yep, I totally agree.
Then you start to make a little more money. You're like, maybe I can do it on my own. Right. Then you get your West Village apartment.
Right. And then you kind of get priced out. You want space, Upper East, Upper West.
You meet someone, you don't need to go to the bars every weekend. You move uptown.
You go uptown.
Where nothing's happening.
I would say that's a very generalized, normalized New York City move.
Yes.
Lower East Side has worked its way into that
That's
conversation
true. Yes.
recently. In the last few years. I think that's also our generation too. Like I think Lower East Side, a lot of people go there now immediately because they're going to do the I'm too cool for Murray Hill thing.
Like right out of college?
Right. Like Maddie's laughing.
Well, I live in East Village. So.
East Village, yeah.
East Village.
You go East Village, Lower East Side if you've heard the noise on Murray Hill.
Right.
Yeah, you go, I'm not that person. I'm going to be this person. Yeah,
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
This is very inside New York.
Inside New York, if you're listening and you don't know what we're talking about, I don't know what to say.
But I mean, this is we are advocating. I'm 37. I don't want to be at SantaCon, but we're advocating for creativity and fun and getting together with your friends on a dating podcast. If you listen to a dating podcast, if someone is professing themselves to be some sort of dating expert, which I don't think you or I have ever said. We're just two people with our opinions, and we're going to speak vulnerably and honestly. If you're listening to another show that's saying, ew, SantaCon, blanket statement, you should think about the show you're listening to.
Yes.
That's a garbage opinion.
Is that something you want to be a part of?
Yeah, right. I would turn the show off right away. The garbage, easy opinion. This is kind of a theme for today's episode. Because there's other emails here where we're talking about easy opinions.
That are garbage.
Garbage. If it's easy, start looking in the mirror. Why is this so easy for me to believe? Is it just easier for me to not deal in the gray?
Right. Or am I the problem? It's me.
As the great Taylor Swift once said. I got a couple before we get started because we have an update.
We have an update. Great update. Recent update.
Sometimes the content gods shower us with good tidings. And today is one of those days. We were pre-taping.
Like the beginning of a Christmas song.
That's right. This is our Christmas gift. We have received, the UP podcast has received a Christmas gift. Yes. Before we get to it, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give a gift to us again, because this is one listener.
Yes.
Came in hot. This all happened very quickly. Maddie, on the move.
Yes, we work quick here. Very little red tape. We get it done. And it's a Christmas gift. It's right now when this airs. It's Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah to you.
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah family or not Hanukkah family?
Like like growing up.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We did it. Yeah, there's so many of us. It was like
everyone got gifts every night.
Not every night, but you'd get some gifts. It was like a thing.
Hanukkah was like in my house.
Not a Hanukkah family?
I mean, we did it.
Light a menorah?
Light the menorah. Yeah. Won't we have a horror? Yeah. We would do like night. Hanukkah always was like one of these. Like it went down the hill. Like it started with a bang and then it'd be like night 3.
No holiday needs 8 days.
No. Enough already.
Yeah,
there's nothing more Jewish than getting to night 3 of Hanukkah and going, where's the gifts at 8? And they're like, enough already.
Right. The first and the last night. But now since I'm married to a non-Jew, I have to be the Hanukkah.
You got to hold the
Hanukkah torch.
Right.
No pun intended. So I make latkes every year so that I can just feel like I'm like in the game with the holidays.
Right. No, you got to. I mean, that would be the.
I know that's your. Yeah, that's why you marry
the blended family. Yeah, this is something I don't want to do at all. Yes. I want to be lazy Jew.
You talk about this in your stand up. Not this special, but in general, I've heard you say that. It's very true. Like I have to be the one making sure we're doing the things. I gotta be, the head Jew of the for the other person's family. Yes. Yeah, that is it, and it's any blended relationship. You become this weird expert. Steward.
Yeah.
Hanukkah.
You're totally right. Yes. So listen, should we get to the update?
Let's do the update.
Go listen to Oversharing. I was listening to an episode
Thank you.
Yesterday. It was really good. It was really the episode where you're talking about becoming your mom.
Oh yeah.
That you and your sister talking about that.
My mom being terrified of our mom growing up.
It was so relatable. You gotta if you haven't gone to Oversharing, go listen to the beginning. It's in the beginning. It's very related. Waking the mom up at night. Nothing. I don't care who your mom is.
Yeah.
The creaks in the steps. That was just I related to that heavily. So
thank you. You also feared your mom growing up. Okay, good.
Are you kidding me? Oh, did your mom hit you ever?
Not me.
There were many kids to hit.
There were a lot. Yeah, there were a lot of us. I was like a goody two shoes growing up. I was not getting hit.
Really? Okay.
Other siblings. Not that we were getting hit, but like, have we ever been something? Maybe.
Well, now that you've admitted, child services, come on in. No,
I mean, go for it at this point.
Take her away. My mom would give. I think my mom did like had done like a whack,
a little spank,
and it was like, oh my god, who saw that? It would be like a moment where you're like, oh shit, she means business. Yeah, but that's a great episode. I was listening to the beginning of that, and I was like, oh, I've been there. Just
thank you. Yeah,
mom waking up. Don't want that.
Especially our mom, because she was a doctor and she was doing deliveries, and she was fucking terrified.
Talk about the guilt. You're ruining a delivery is kind of the way you're placing it right now.
Right. Because she's like, she's tired. So she has to be up. And then she's.
Yeah. I don't know. Like my mom, I'm ruining, going to the supermarket. You're going to make me tired. Also, I got shows. Okay. I got to bring up the shows because I didn't realize how quickly I start going on the road.
Oh yeah,
this is the 21st.
After your little break,
I'm taking a little break.
In Boca.
I'll be back from Boca now, because we got a Hanukkah party that we're going to. That's going to be
pumped. We
will talk about it on this show. And then I'm in San Diego for New Year's. That whole weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I was just in La Jolla. I know that.
Okay.
I'm going to be coming in with, new material. I'm going to be coming in with, it's going to be a loose, fun time. There'll be a lot of crowd interactions if I'm going to be honest. So I would love for people in San Diego to come. If you missed me last time, come this time. Then I go straight to Houston, Dallas, Toronto, and Vancouver.
Ooh, yes, we talked about this. Vancouver.
Right.
Very excited.
Very excited.
Maybe Whistler.
Maybe Whistler.
For the worst day of the year.
The worst day of the year. Vancouver. I'm a little afraid of who's going to come. I have 2 shows in a big room, so I'm a little on edge.
Calling all Canadians and people who live in Seattle who feel like driving
I might go to
up.
Seattle too. Let's not.
Okay, never mind.
I'm going to need those Seattle people later.
People, stay where you are. There's a different show coming.
There's going to be another show in Seattle. Yeah, Vancouver is coming. So let's get to the update. You ready?
Let's do it.
JaredFree.com for tickets.
You want to read it?
Yeah, let me read it. So we got a awkward sex. What's the date of the awkward sex that this came out? It's today.
So it aired today, the 7th.
December 7th. If you're a benefit subscriber, it aired the 6th. So December 7th. Go back, listen to that episode if you want to refresh. Basically, this woman wrote in that she had a
sex story.
It was an awkward sex story. She was on her period, hooked up, took her tampon out, couldn't find a place to throw it out. put it in her what she thought was her pocket, and it was actually the guy's pocket.
Yes, his they had similar looking jeans.
Black jeans.
Sure.
Totally understandable mistake. So I got this message on Instagram, then I got a message on Instagram from the guy.
Yes.
The guy who had the tampon.
The finder of the tampon, the winner of the lucky ticket.
Right.
The golden ticket.
You win. I'll read it. Hi guys, blank sent me the podcast where you talk about a mystery tampon. I'm the confused boy who experienced this. I found the voice notes I sent to my friends where I was very shocked and confused at why I had a bloody tampon in my pocket and thought it would be funny to share. Hopefully that format works. Downloaded from blank. If they don't work, let me know. Okay. Blank said she is fine and would laugh out loud with you playing it on the podcast, but can you please bleep their name out? Well, thanks for letting us know, paragraph 3. She has never heard these messages, so it would be even funnier. Glad you enjoyed the story, and also Magic Mike was a fucking blast. Oh yeah, they went to Magic Mike.
Yes, I forgot about that.
And the most fun I've ever had. And I'm a straight dude. Who knew watching men dancing was as fun as it was? That's a great idea for a bachelor party.
What? No new messages. Magic Mike for a bachelor party.
Yes.
Okay.
Because bachelor parties like to be around women. So
Yes.
if you're, listen, as the bachelor parties, I'm the planner.
You're the bachelorette planner.
I'll
bachelor parties.
I'll
you're
do it
doing
all.
too? Okay.
Listen, I will not gender this thing.
Okay.
This business will be open to all.
All people celebrating an impending marriage.
Right. All affiliations. This is a great idea for a bachelor party. One year, my friends and I went, I told you this, we went to the Oscars in Vegas.
Oh, that's fun.
We went to Vegas. We all got
the
dressed.
Oscars are in Vegas?
No. We went to we go to Vegas. We all dressed in tuxedos, went and watched the Oscars from a sports book because we bet on all the categories.
Oh, that's fun.
We didn't realize until we got there that Vegas doesn't do odds on the Oscars. You have to go out of...
Why?
I guess in America they don't do it, but in
Sacred?
London, I guess so. This is the one thing. So in London they do it. So we had one friend that was our bookie who did it for us. So we ended up doing it, but 10 men in tuxes hanging around Vegas at like a Oscars event. To me, the Oscars, Magic Mike, interchangeable.
Yes.
Right? A lot of women who are into it, having a good time.
Groups of women.
Yeah, and then you get the vagina runoff from the hot men.
You get to scrape up.
Right. The hot men on stage, and then you waltz in, hey, I'm a man too, less abs.
Genius.
Right, it's genius.
Yes.
So, okay, so also, side note, we are on a little Xmas weekend away to Slovenia. What is this?
They
What
must
is
not be in America.
No, so even the bloodiest of stories have a happy ending. Cheers
Okay.
from this guy.
So they're together. I'm taking.
So he
that,
messaged me.
right.
I asked if she was okay over DM, and he's like, "We're dating now."
Oh.
And
She didn't mention that.
He goes, "It's not official, right?"
Well, now it is.
Now,
If you guys haven't had the discussion, I think now would be a great time.
right? Put it on.
And you can put it. You could play that right now.
Well, we have the text between them. Do we want to read
Let's
the
hear
text?
it, yeah.
So them
And because
finding
it's
out that it was on the podcast.
And because it's WhatsApp, I'm assuming they're European. I think someone wrote in the comments of one of the videos we posted that they thought that they were Australian.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
They're not. I'm getting non-American.
Yeah, I don't think the Australia to Slovenia flight is a...
It's a quick one.
Right.
Okay. So let's read the text.
Okay, you be her, I'll be him.
I don't know what this is. I don't know WhatsApp. Who's
So that's her on the left, because this is from him.
Okay. Oh my God, this is not a drill. Then she sends a screenshot of the episode description and circles the part where it describes the awkward sexual encounter.
And then he writes back, "Oh my God, is it?
It is. Oh my God, I'm deceased.
That is interesting." Oh, then she sends a voice note and he responds, "That is interesting. It's definitely us."
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, who else would it fucking be?
I really want to listen to it together. 3 laughing emojis.
And then he writes LOL with a voice note.
And then she says, he. We should listen to it together on the way to the airport. I've already listened, though.
Of course you did.
Yes. All right, but this isn't the best part.
This isn't the best part.
Right. The best part is we have the voice notes, which neither of us have listened to.
We haven't heard him yet. So basically we have the voice notes of him realizing he has a tampon in his pocket, sending voice notes to his boys.
Yes.
Being like, I guess describing what's going on,
Yeah.
or what this is him pre-finding out that it's her tampon.
Yes. Maybe we'll get a sense of where they're from
Right.
the accent.
Let's hear it. I'm glad we got to this right away, 20 minutes into the podcast.
Boys, I just had the weirdest thing. Put on a pair of jeans and there was something in my
What
back
is this, Harry
pocket.
Potter? Hold
So
on,
I-
rewind it.
Okay, so they're British.
What is this accent?
Boys, I just had the weirdest thing. Put on a pair of jeans and there was something in my back pocket. So I pull it out and it's this bloody tissue and I'm thinking,
Tissue!
what the fuck? And then I didn't unwrap it, but it looked suspiciously like a tampon. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? Why have I got a tampon in my back pocket? What weird drunken shit did I do? Did I take a tampon out of a girl's vagina and then fuck her? And then I think the answer is yes. It must have been. She's on her period. We've had sex a couple of times this week. At some point, I bet for some weird reason, it was on the side in a tissue, and I was like, I'll put it in a bin for you. And then in drunken stupidness, put it in my pocket instead. What the fuck? I actually don't care. I'm one of these things. Like, I'm making it out to sound like I'm really shocked and disgusted, but I'm really not. It's just like, oh, it's a tampon, which I don't really care about. But that's so weird. And if it wasn't that, then I must have hurt myself and been bleeding. I don't remember that anyway. So very weird. What
Clean
was
it up with my
Mystery.
trusty tampon?
A mystery none of us will ever think of again. So there you go. Bye.
Oh my God. This is so much better with his
my
accent.
God.
It sounds like he's like a scholar.
It's absolutely. The whole time I was like dying inside because I'm thinking this sounds like we're listening to an audiobook because he has that accent.
Yes.
Like-
It's like a fable.
Right. And then I found the magic tampon with a wee bit of blood inside of the back pocket.
That was amazing.
Wow.
I love it. I love the accent. It's so much better told that way.
Yeah, I
wish I sounded
There's
like
a
that.
reason anything sounds good with an accent.
Yes. Now the Slovenia thing makes a lot more sense.
To this guy's credit, and we do a lot of like defending the undefensible.
Yeah.
This shows you men are way better about tampons and blood stuff than women give us credit for.
Way less of an animal than maybe it's because he's a gentleman, British gentleman though. I would love to hear the same thing from a guy from Hoboken.
I don't think it's gonna be as nice. Yeah,
Yo.
yo dudes. Some guy from Boston. Yo,
Fucking tampon.
I got this. Oh man, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, this guy sounded. I've never heard anything more gentlemanly sounding. A story about a tampon.
Right. That should be on the we should put it on the comm app so you can fall asleep to it. Right?
That was amazing.
Oh my God. Yeah. Any other accent? Boston guy, listen, buddy.
No.
Oh man, I found this tampon in my back pocket. I'm at Dunkies and I'm getting a crulla. And all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know, like
Yes, That's a very good impression.
I'm from there.
That's what you sound like off air.
Off air. Yeah. I this is all just a big, a
Acting.
performance.
Exactly.
What a beautiful we love getting the an update,
And
don't
I love this was also just the fact that he was telling his friends. It sounded so mature. He was like, I'm not
Right.
even that grossed out by it. It's just like I'm just wondering what happened. Like it was probably me. Like he takes ownership.
Totally. And
Girl, hold on to him.
this is the guy. This is I'm what a beautiful tale.
I love it. Let's get into our episode.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Let's go. What are we talking about today?
All right, I'm going to start. And the title is Are Men Getting Cheaper? Let's find out.
Ooh, bunch of penny pitchers out there.
J&J, feather, and many good things. You're great, which is why I write in. I asked this question of a friend group recently and it began a heated debate. Here's my original text in the group chat with context added for your benefit. Anyone else noticing more men willing to split the check on a first date / take you up on your offer? I'm not sure if it's the economy or something different I'm doing in choosing first dates. This has now happened 2 out of 3 of my last first dates. All well employed, make good money, and in short, I'm pretty confident that they can pay. The check comes and I offer. Want to split it? Never in all my born days has a guy accepted until now in my ripe mid-30s. Some of my friends couldn't believe I offered, and some suggested that when the bill comes, I do nothing, or even ask, do you need help with that? That's the worst thing. I think that's the worst advice that I have ever heard from a friend.
Right. Do you need help with that? It's not a bag to put in the overhead.
Yeah, or to talk about like emasculating.
Right. Need a little help with that? Is your job not helping to pay for this drinky poo?
Yeah, I can't think of anything worse to say when offering to pay. I'm truly not complaining, but I'm wondering whether this is universal. Both men asked me out. The first guy, wine and charcuterie. Neither of us were interested in a second date. The second guy, dinner at an Italian place, and we were both very interested in going out again tonight. Almost a week later, but my first available. Am I finally dating some solid feminist / equality-minded men looking for a real partner, or are these cheapskates? Signed, I don't even want the credit card points.
It's an interesting thing.
Don't they even want the credit card points?
Right.
Yes.
I don't think they're being feminists. I think that it is interesting. Look, to go to Plug City for a second, I did a whole TED Talk.
Yes, I was going to say.
On this subject.
Great exploration of this exact topic. So if you haven't watched it yet, check out Jared's TED Talk.
Thank you.
He really does a great deep dive into this and what it really means.
Right. It's not about this. It's about the greater. But to kind of, ruin the TED Talk a little bit, like, I wouldn't ask for things you don't want to happen.
I understand the courtesy offer.
Okay.
Right.
I do too. I understand the courtesy offer, but I also, if you're finding it a turnoff.
If they accept, well, it's kind of like, to me, it's like, do the courtesy offer.
Right.
If they accept and it turns you off, don't go out again.
Yeah, it's okay to be like, this, failed the test.
Yeah. I always offer, but I feel the same way. I always offer, but if it was accepted, I would be turned off. And I think that's fine. It's like, always be willing. I'm always like willing to pay. And I think it's polite to offer, but it sounds like it's a test, but. Well,
to go back to that a little bit and to disagree with the test thing that I brought up. I mean, we play red flag deal breaker here. Right. And red flag deal breaker is a very vacuous thing. It is everything's perfect. One thing happens.
Yes.
And it's like, in this scenario, if you have a good day, it is the offer to like, hey, would you like to split it, goes into the potion that becomes, do I go on the next date?
All the different variables.
Right.
Yes.
They opened the door for me. They were a gentleman. They were nice. They would ask me questions. I had a fun time. I laughed. He was good looking. And he split the tab. Something
to keep in mind.
Right. It's something that this isn't, we love the game red flag deal breaker, but that's just not real to life. This is more real to life.
Well, here's my other thought on that is like, I think the vast majority of men know that goes into your thought about them.
Fair.
I don't think it's like they're completely operating for, they were just born. So I do that. So to me, it's almost like if a guy is letting me pay first, I almost kind of assume he's just not that interested in me.
Well, let me hit back at that because that's the confusing part. She writes the whole feminist thing. I don't think these guys are trying to be like uber feminist, but I also understand. I don't think guys are as unaware as people think, or as aware as I could make. They're somewhere in the middle between unaware and aware. I do think that a lot of guys, especially if you're dealing in a city, where you're saying they're making good money and whatever, they're also aware of like, I'm not going to push, and I'm not going to be. I think in this new day and age, you have a job, you make good money too. They're thinking that of you.
Sure.
And maybe it's important to you. That's why.
If I insisted, I would expect them to.
Hey, would you like? But if someone says, "Would you like to split?" and the guy goes, "Well, yeah, if that's something you're looking to do," I'm not going to be because listen, we get a lot of shit. It's confusing the shit we get. So it's confusing. Oh, Mr. Big Man has to pay for me. Ooh, what do you think? You make more money than me? And it's like
that's what I used to do to anyone who.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, and I personally have never had that thought from So it's hard for me to say that every guy thinks that, but like
had which thought?
Had the thought of like that I'm, in a sense, mansplaining by taking over the bill. I've never felt that way because I enjoy paying for someone. When I ask them out, that is part of me asking them out.
Well, here's a scenario where you should split it. Let's pretend
Right.
Bill comes.
Hey.
Oh, why don't we split it?
No, I got it. I asked you. This was a blast.
Are you
Thank
sure?
you for coming. Absolutely.
Okay.
Done. That's
then
it.
you don't have to do it. But if I'm like, no, actually, I really insist. I really you do not have to do this at all.
Right.
Here, let me. And then they put their if you got the card out of the wallet and you put it on the table, I would let someone split it.
I would. I could understand why someone would let someone. Right. I've pushed that card away.
Okay.
I've said, nah, that's not how it's going to go around here. And it's not even. To me, it's just
right,
like.
But I'm saying I wouldn't fault you if they got it out and they put it on the check. I wouldn't fault you for saying the thing. That's why I do the courtesy offer.
Right.
And then I don't insist.
Say it again, because I think that's a good exercise for people.
What?
The way you said it was perfect.
Like, and how to...
Check. Oh, thank you.
Oh, why don't we split it?
No. I got it.
Are you sure?
You. Absolutely. Don't worry about it.
All right. Thank you very much.
There we go. Done. Are you sure? One eye, are you sure? There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's... The idea of men being cheaper, I think men are just also... Here's another thing. They're going on more dates than they were.
That's true. That's another, I think, large part of it.
Right.
I think a lot of men go on a lot of bad dates, and they're kind of. And I think if you
or
go
just
on
dates,
dates, and probably what percent of them are they like interested in seeing again? Maybe not that high, and then eventually they're kind of like, this is actually taking quite a monetary toll.
Right. It can. Yeah. I'm there with them. I mean, also her being in her 30s, like to me, like that kind of makes more sense. Mm-hmm. Guy's been in the dating game a while.
Yeah.
I get ready for dates and I'm like, what am I doing? I've been doing this for years. This is ridiculous. You go, am I still in this game? I'm going to go on a first date. What am I, a fucking child? And you go and you're like, so I can understand where it's like, you've been through this before where you're just like, yeah.
You want to pay? Sure.
Sure.
Right.
Also, and here's another thing. It's like, from the guy side of things, I can understand someone going, and this is, I wouldn't want to date this person personally. But there is a thought of like, I gotta let her know that like, this is kind of. I think some guys
gotta let her know that she's not in store for us, for me paying for everything.
Right. I gotta be okay with what I can do for the whole of this. Like I gotta be who I am,
Fine.
And I think there's an element of that where it's like I gotta let, and I don't know, that to me that's a little bit too much on a first date to be like, I gotta let this woman know that ain't no free lunch,
That's like farting loudly on a first date.
I totally agree.
Where it's like, yeah, maybe that's who you are, but I don't need to, like, it's okay that we put our best foot forward on the first date.
Right.
I don't think many people are like, who I am on the first date is who you should expect for the entire rest of our relationship.
That's why I wouldn't want to date that person. That sounds like someone who's dealing with a lot of pride and ego issues. I don't know. We're going off of this one woman sample size.
Which is two people. Right. Yeah. I don't know if two people a men are now cheaper storyline makes.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, again, it's possible, but I don't think the sample size is large enough. And I think with the first guy, he wasn't interested in you, just like you weren't interested in him, and he was kind of like,
that makes sense for a split.
I'm not really trying to impress her. Let's just split it.
Right.
And shouldn't be offended by that. And then the second guy, maybe again, there's a whole host of reasons someone could not.
And here's the other thing.
Okay.
When you're the best part about turning 30 is you know what you like, you know what you don't like.
Yeah.
So I think for you're a 30-year-old woman on the date, it's nice that kind of a turnoff that he didn't pay.
Right.
You have to understand that there are men that are learning things about themselves too on the other side of that date. Hey, it kind of feels good to split the first date. I've come to terms of knowing that might turn women off, and honestly, don't care.
Right.
And I think
some women won't care either.
Right. So I think you're getting in your 20s, it's almost makes more sense for the guy to pay. Got to impress her. I don't have much else. I don't have the job. I'm not set in my career. That I'm going down the theory tunnel of my brain because I'm thinking of like in your 20s, you're like, pay for the first date. This is look, I got to show that I'm a man. I'm you know, that I'm more than this, you know, job title. I'm going to be this type of guy. I'm going to be, you know, you're living in the land of dream world and I'm trying to impress someone.
Right. You're living a little above your means here.
Right.
Yeah.
35, you're like,
Nothing to prove.
Nothing to prove. Che had a great joke about that.
What was
Michael
it?
Che, when he first, I remember years ago, he had a joke about like, you know, like it was about sex and just how getting older, he's not worried about, you know, coming quickly or something. I think that was what it was. I don't even know if it was the way he said it, but he was like, he would end it with going, compliments to the chef. But I'll never forget, that was the fun line of it. But it was the idea of like, you get older, you go, yeah, this is me. Good for, you know.
Yeah. And it's again, if her is like, I want guys to pay for the first date, no issue. And if a guy is like, I don't really think that's important, maybe you're not a match.
Let's do some awkward sex.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Yes.
Hi, J&J. Thank you for this podcast. As a late 30s divorced woman who recently started dating after being married for 16 years, your podcast has given me great advice and much needed laughs. Anyways, I have an awkward sex story saga for you.
Okay, Saga, you know you're in for
Here we go.
some reading.
Buckle up. My stepsister and I live in the same smallest city, 300,000 population. She got a divorce about 5 years ago, used a variety of dating apps, had some fun, and eventually met her new man, who she married earlier this year. We didn't really talk about her dating life all that much while it was happening, since I was being super judgy and being the quote-unquote happily married woman that I was.
How the tables have turned.
Right.
Look at that.
Well, I guess that's the reason she was being judgy. She's
yeah.
unhappy in her life, watching someone be
Right.
happy.
Someone who did it a different way.
Right. Fast forward to this summer. I'm going through a divorce. She's married to her new husband. After having a heart-to-heart and apologizing for being such a judgmental asshole to her while she was enjoying her single life, we've become a lot closer and more open with each other. She encouraged me to get on the apps and start having fun, which I did. About a month in, I matched with a guy. Let's call him A. We go out for drinks, end up hooking up. Later, he requests to follow me on IG. While looking at his profile, I notice he follows my sister. So I, of course, immediately text her and say, hey, how do you know A? She responds, oh, we hooked up a couple times a few years ago. Sex was A+.
A+. Wow.
Whoa.
Love that.
What a review. We like those types of reviews on our Spotify and Apple.
Yeah.
We had a good laugh about it, the overall awkwardness of the situation, and agreed about the quality of the sex. Seriously, she wasn't kidding. But hey, I bet you this guy wishes you used his real name.
Yeah. And last. First and last.
Put my social security number on there. But hey, we're close in age and always had a similar taste in guys. The dating pool here isn't that big, not out of the realm of possibility. A couple weeks later, met another guy through an app. We'll call him B. We had hooked up a few times when I went to show a friend his IG, and lo and behold, he also follows my sister.
Wow.
Same.
Small town.
This is small town. I hope everyone's showering. Same
protection.
Right. Same damn story. We laugh, make jokes about being double Eskimo sisters, and shrug it off. A month later, I go on a couple dates with another guy, C. Real original, I know. He eventually invites me back to his place, and I, being pretty sure he's not a serial killer, agree. The address he gives me is kind of weird. He eventually invites me to his place, and I, being pretty sure he's not a serial killer, agree. The address he gives me is kind of weird, in a commercial part of town. The second floor of a business. I figure it's not that weird. Lots of places have apartments above the commercial buildings, right? I get there, and he lets me in the common entrance. Hallway looks like there's other apartments, so we go into his place. It looks like a recording studio in the front room with a couch and TV set up in there too. Kind of strange, but maybe just a bachelor pad thing. We had some drinks, and eventually we move into his bedroom, where we have some of the worst, most disappointing sex of my life. This guy doesn't want his name used.
Yes. C.
On what appears to be a folded out futon. I ask where the bathroom is so I can clean up. He's so generous he decided to come on my stomach. Ooh, a gentleman. He says, oh, well, the bathroom is the public one in the hallway.
That's not a good look for a guy. If you're in your late 30s and divorced, that's not what you're looking for in the dating pool.
You can clean off the cum on your stomach in the hallway. Oy. That's when I realized I didn't see a kitchen either. This was not an apartment. He was living in his office. He explained that his mom lived close by, so he goes over there to shower. So after cleaning up with the dry paper towels he provided, I drive home so I can shower off the sticky mess he left with me, seriously rethinking my life choices. Next day, I text my sister to tell her about the awkward encounter. She says, "Oh my God, is his name C?" Yes, my friends, 3 times in the span of 3 months.
Wow.
This sister had a time. I
Very
mean, they're
similar
both having a
taste.
time.
Yeah.
Similar taste, right? So now I make sure to run guys by my sister first or find a way to be like, oh, also, here's a picture of me with my sister. I did eventually tell each guy, hey, I think you know my sister. Their response is A, oh yeah, she's good people. Seemingly unfazed. Yeah, that guy's fucking got the fuck stick. B, seemed weirded out a little bit for a bit, but he got over it, LOL. C, freaked the fuck out. And I thankfully never heard from him again. Yeah, C's worried now the word's gotten around about his shitty sex.
Well, she could have avoided it if she had just asked for references.
Right. This is why you ask. Anyway, sorry for the long story. Hope it made you giggle. Thank you for all you do. Serial Step Eskimo Sister. This is a great...
I like this a lot because I feel like it just goes to show you that every city... Everyone has a complaint about their New York. Too many options. Terrible to date here.
Yes.
A small town. Everyone I have sex with has had sex with my stepsister. Which problem would you rather have?
I don't know. I mean, like it is kind of sweet.
Kind
the story a little bit.
It's sweet because the stepsister wasn't like interested in any of them or wasn't currently seeing them. They're divided. She's married.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So she's like out. She doesn't have any skin in the game. She doesn't really care. But it might be weird, I think, if she were like dating one of them, right?
Absolutely. Because she's married, it kind of has the feeling of, here, take my old men I used to use.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Use
I didn't
these old penises.
I didn't like them enough to date them, but maybe you'll like them.
They'll get you back out there, kid.
Well, it looks like that's all she seems to be looking for, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, good for that. And it also makes sense that she was judgmental of her stepsister.
Yeah.
Because
she wanted the same thing.
Right. Wanted the same thing. And also, like, your stepsister is, like, out there. Like, she is out on the town. She is having fun. I respect it. I love it.
And now she got to have the same experiences.
And good for you. I mean, I'm sure she's hoping to like find one that hasn't been with her. With her
I
stepsister.
think this would be weirder if it was her if it was her real sister.
Interesting.
Don't you think?
I do think that. Like, if
There's a level as your adult stepsister is really kind of just like a friend almost.
Right. Yeah. I told you the story here about I was on a dating app and I messaged this on Hinge, so I matched with someone.
Okay.
So I think I liked their picture. Then they have to accept your like.
Yes.
And their first message back was, "Hey, I'm a big fan of your comedy, but I've been with your brother." So
I've been with your brother.
Yeah, I've hooked up with your brother.
Okay.
I think I'm not wording it specifically. Yeah. And but so just like, guess it won't work.
Why even swipe right then?
Right. It was annoying.
She just wanted you to know.
I guess
she's already had one of you.
Right. I've tasted the Freed boys.
And I've had enough.
Right. Oh, yeah, you don't have to do that. And also, it did make me a little bit like heebie-jeebied a little bit.
Right.
I didn't like the feeling.
Weird.
It's a little weird. You know, you're like,
yeah.
You know, I didn't need to go. I didn't
ideal.
need that. Sometimes you don't need your mind to go down certain roads. And I think with a stepsister versus, not real sister, but full. You know more than anyone.
Sister, yeah.
Is there a stepsister that you would be like okay with this?
I don't have any stepsisters. I just have siblings. Half is.
I'm an idiot.
We have the same mom.
So same mom. It's still weird. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, I think still weird.
I fucked that up completely.
Okay.
Stepsister. I was like,
step is like if your parents and if two people get married and they each have their own kids from separate marriages.
Right. Step by step.
Yes.
Day by day.
Like
day by day.
That old
TGIF sitcom.
Yes.
With
Suzanne Summers, maybe?
Suzanne Summers. Was it Patrick Warburton? No.
I don't remember the guy.
What was the dad's name? Big ol' fro of hair. The step-by-step dad. Patrick Duffy.
I don't know who that is.
He was an actor. Is he alive still? Yeah?
Oh, yeah. No, he's alive.
Still got that head of hair?
It's more situation, but this one.
But he kept it.
Good for him.
Right.
What would you call this one?
Just a big old good for him for Patrick Duffy. I called this riding the village bicycle.
Okay, I like that. Not exactly sexually empowering.
No,
but
not
I
at all.
enjoy it.
I mean it in the most complimentary of ways. Does it sound bad? I don't know.
I had a little bit more of a positive spin. I had family comes first.
Ooh, yours is much better than mine. Oh no, I had a different one. Mine,
Okay.
maybe this is better. The 2-seated bicycle.
Okay.
Everyone gets a ride.
Yeah, this is a,
Yeah, you're right. It's no good.
it's a little non-sex positive, but we'll
Take
take
me
it.
away.
Internet, go for it. It's all yours.
I'm sorry. You're right. It's not right. Maddie had some ideas. Sister, the prep sister, step ahead sister.
all good.
All
Step
good.
ahead.
I
like that.
Step ahead. I liked yours. That's
Family comes first.
Family comes first.
We have another email. I'll read it.
That's right. This is an action-packed episode of the You Up podcast. You listeners are getting your money's worth today.
Exactly. Dear J&J, I'm a huge fan of the show and total overthinker, so I love being able to put my brain on the shelf twice a week and listen to the pod.
You welkies.
I'll get to it. This is something I've experienced firsthand, and it's also talked about on Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's the dynamic/action of lightly flirting with another person who is also in a committed relationship. For context, about a year out of college, I was out with friends. My boyfriend of 2 years was not out with us. We met up with a group of guys some of my friends knew. I didn't know anyone in the other group. My friend and I were chatting with this guy for a while. In the conversation, it had come up that he had been with his girlfriend for 4 years, and I had mentioned my boyfriend as well. He and I hit it off, and through the night out, talked a lot, sometimes in a group and sometimes one-on-one. We talked about our significant others a bit as well. The next morning, my friend made a comment about us hitting it off, and after thinking about it, I realized I had been a little flirty. I have never cheated and had zero intention of doing anything that night. However, I think since we both knew the other was in a committed relationship, it felt safe to be a little friendly/flirty. If I was single and he was not, I wouldn't have been that friendly as to not give him the wrong impression or lead him on. The same goes if he had been single and I was not. It only felt safe because we were both in relationships. That boyfriend and I eventually broke up because I had to move cities for my job. Since then, I've been conscious of this dynamic and seen some friends fall victim to it as well. Okay, victim. Recently on a bachelorette trip, a married friend of mine hit it off / was slightly flirty with a guy we met out who was also married, but that was it. To bring it back to Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry complains that this is what Cheryl and Ted Danson do with one another because it's safe. When I saw it talked about on Curb, it made me think of you guys. So what do you guys think? You guys are also Jews. Is this something that is true and that you've seen before or more obscure? Are Cheryl and I terrible partners or is it harmless? Excited to hear what you think. From a pondering betch.
Right. Pondering betch, also a nosy betch. At the she writes
Fall victim.
She's fall victim. She's at a bachelorette party and she goes, I noticed a married friend hitting it off. Like,
Right. Well, she's trying to discover a phenomenon, which
Right.
is like,
eyes in your own paper, bitch.
yeah, we're back off.
Yeah. Listen, I find nothing wrong with this. I mean, you could
Yeah.
speak to this more than I could be. You're married.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself in more comfortable conversations with other married men? I don't even know how to pose the question to you.
Yeah, I also find nothing wrong with this. I think it's kind of like if you're out, you're going to be social.
Right.
And it doesn't, again, I don't know what she says. Hit it off is I don't know what that term means. We're having fun talking.
Well, I guess it sounds like she's single now.
They found someone to talk to.
Found someone to talk to, right? Yeah. I guess she's single now, so she's looking back at people who did I have a nice conversation with? I think a lot of people do this when they become single. They go, oh, I did hit it off with that person. In retrospect, you're like, we did have a nice conversation.
Yeah. I think these interactions are only as dangerous as the weakness of your relationship.
Right.
If you are happily in a relationship and you're out and you can have a fun, funny discussion with anyone while you're out. If you feel secure and good about your relationship. If you don't, that's where it gets more dangerous.
Right. I also believe, and I have a name. I've called it girlfriend confidence.
Okay.
Men are easier to deal with when they have a girlfriend. And
Deal with to who?
To women.
Okay.
You know, it's like
They're less threatening.
Less threatening.
Yeah.
They're, you know, the claws have been cut. You know, they've because they act more like themselves. They act like, you know, they're
not trying to creep.
We're not trying to creep. There's nothing. There's, you know, I do think single men, and I'm not saying that I this can teeter into the world of danger, but like guys go out to meet women and have sex with women.
Okay.
You know, and
why do guys in relationships go out?
To talk to women and see if they're, you know, this. Guys in relationships go out to hang with their friends. That stuff is off their mind now.
Right.
Like the idea, like no man goes out to go dancing with their boys.
Right.
That's something you hear from women. Oh, I just want to go dancing with my girls. That's not that's not something men go out to do. They go out to, and so I will say this, when you're in a relationship, you're like, and I see this from friends of mine, you know, you see them more before, you know, earlier on, like when we were younger, because you'd still be going out in these like group big settings.
Yeah.
And you'd see them like, you could see the idea of like, do I still have the ability to talk to women?
Yeah.
And that's kind of fun because it's for sport. And I think
women have that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I still have it?
Do I still got it?
Can I still get into the club?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there's
attention feels good for anyone.
Right. And what you're doing is it's two people that know nothing's going to go on. It's two people that are having a nice conversation. You're talking to a more realistic version of the man, so it's easier to like hit it off with them. They don't have this like, you know, like this.
There's not this veil of like, am I going to give the wrong impression, or like,
absolutely.
Is there something more going on here?
When you go out and you're single, you're performing a little bit.
Yeah.
And with
everyone knows like is it like acceptance or rejection, and that's taken out of this.
Right. So it's understandable that like two people who have no thought of acceptance and rejection would go, wow, I feel so much more comfortable around that person.
Also, no one else really wants to talk to those people who is single.
Right. Yeah. Ring on the finger, out of my face.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I think that's also, or like, which of the girls are single? Yeah. Which of the girls
Who's
are single?
Right.
You're not trying, if you're a single guy out there, you're not trying to like spend an hour into a conversation with a married woman.
Right. And no.
Right.
No, I am
not. Trying to avoid that.
Get out of here, you old hag.
Exactly.
It's like when you see married women like post thirst traps, you're like, it's over.
I'm already unfollowed.
Yeah, we're out of here. No, it is interesting because, you see men in this situation. I know when I've been in a relationship, like you start talking to people, and I do know that when I became single, you go, man, who did I talk to that was easy?
Right.
And I think that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
I think she's going back through the Rolodex of conversations that she's had, and she's going, you know, that guy, that was so much easier than the dates I'm going on or the people I'm meeting at bars. So this theory comes into, is why she's thinking of the theory.
Yeah. And it also just goes to show anyone with no skin in the game is just going to be having more fun.
Absolutely.
So
and be more fun to be around.
Yes. If you don't feel like this intense pressure to lock someone down.
Right. I wish we could bottle up relationship confidence.
Yes. We shouldn't create a perfume.
Right. Relationship confidence. By the You Up Podcast.
I'd buy it. We'll sell it to Chanel.
Right. I think Patty Stanger would be in the market.
Oh, yeah. She has a perfume.
Let's play some games.
All right.
Red flag deal breaker. Please keep sending yours in. UUP at Betches.com. UUP at Betches.com. All right, ready?
Yes.
They get professional pictures taken of them and their dogs to put on a Christmas card that says peace and love and belly rubs, with the sign off saying love, name of all their dogs.
No. Out.
You're out.
Done. If you have a Christmas card without a family, even if it's just like you and your significant other,
right?
No family, I'm out.
I'm with you. Here's the thing. And the timing of when we tape this is very interesting because we were talking about those AI portraits.
Yes.
So there's those AI portraits where I guess you can take your picture, send it into a program, and it will make you look like you've been painted by an artist.
Yes.
And
Makes you look better than you do look.
way better. And when I tweeted out that I was like, if your boyfriend is paying to have his AI portrait made and he's posting on Instagram, he's going to cheat or he has cheated. And I'm joking because I'm speaking in extremes.
Yeah.
But where it comes from is a very real place. This guy...
He's marketing himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Men don't just go, you know what'd be cute? No. They go, you know what get me fucked?
Who is falling for that?
Dogs. Some people with dogs are crazy. I saw a woman's Hinge profile. It was all dogs. I thought I was going to fuck the dog. Like, what am I trying to
the
date
dog's
here?
profile
Yeah,
or yours? That's funny.
Whose profile am I
funny.
dealing with? It's like it was enough. I couldn't even see her. So some people are like dog centric, where it's like anything dog, you're a good person. You even see it with people with their dogs out in the street. You know, they don't even say apologize for the dog when they do shitty things.
Fucking cute. Yeah.
Fuck your dog. I'm so sick of people with their dogs that are being used to hide their mental illness.
Even just peace, love, and belly rubs out.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm out on this.
Okay. You go on
even when someone... I'm sorry.
Sorry, go on.
Even when someone's like, I'm fucking Chewbacca's mom.
Out.
It's enough already.
Yeah.
It's enough.
It's not a child. It's just a dog.
The child thing, the child thing is like, it's also like, I gotta meet the dog too.
How many dogs do they have? Name all of their dogs. It's a lot of dogs.
All of their dogs.
All means more than two.
The hair.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
The walking. Hey, can you walk it for me? No.
So no teachers, no dogs, no.
I'm okay. The dog, I could get along.
But it has to be just like there, not like part of your personality.
I just don't understand. You can't be, if you're out there being like, I love adventures and traveling and my dog, I don't know how you're doing it all.
Right.
Something's off. You're either bad at dogs or bad at adventures.
That's true.
Can't be everything.
Pick a lane. All right. You go on a normal first date on a random day in December and they show up in an ugly Christmas sweater.
I have a feeling I know what you're going to say to this. And there's a piece of me that I would say the same.
You're into it.
I'm out on it.
Oh, you're out on it.
I think if I was 27, my answer is different than 37 today.
Now you're out.
Now I'm out. I'm like, what are we doing? But I guess I'm into it.
They'd have to explain it.
I need it. Yeah. Did you come from a Christmas party?
I had my holiday work party. Don't mind the sweater.
And I guess it takes a lot of confidence to just show up to a date.
Right.
And just be okay with that. I was thinking that you'd be like,
out immediately.
Yeah.
I would with like, if they don't explain, if they walk in as if it's just normal.
Right.
Then I'm out. Mm-hmm. If they walk in and they're like, I know you must think I'm ridiculous.
Right.
I've got this sweater on. It was like a whole work thing happened to be today. I feel really weird about it, but here I am. I'd be like, okay, that's funny.
Would you worry that they're not taking it seriously?
Yeah, I would think I would definitely be in the back of my head. Like if they really cared about this date, might they bring a change of clothes?
Right.
Potentially.
You could, if it's the ugly sweater too, you can like just like, I kind of think of that as like a one-time wear. Throw it in the give it to a homeless person on the way here. Like.
If the context explained it in some sort of rationalized way and they were a little embarrassed, I'm okay. Half of the stuff is like, are you embarrassed? I need someone to be embarrassed.
Right. You need a little shame.
Yeah.
A little shame in your coffee.
You're a maybe?
I guess it also depends what the ugly sweater is. If it's legit from mom's attic, I actually respect it more than off the rack. Now there's this like whole industry of ugly sweaters.
Yeah. If they paid for it, then you're out?
Yeah. Okay. I think if you paid for it, I'm out. If it's like, ho, 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 I'm the ho.
Oh, no.
Like shit like that.
Absolutely not.
No.
All right.
Last one. They refuse to kiss you at midnight on New Year's Eve because it's cliche.
Ugh, this person sucks so much.
Awful human being.
Terrible.
Awful. This is like, it's It's a little doth protest too much.
It's worse than hating SantaCon.
You can't kiss on New Year's.
Right. Like, you're not fun.
Right. You can't get into this.
So many things birthdays are cliche.
Everything.
New Year's Eve kisses are cliche. Valentine's Day is cliche. Where does it? That's the whole, like, it's okay to be a little corny sometimes.
Absolutely. I mean,
where? And I'm not a corny person. I think it's okay to be corny.
I wouldn't describe either of us as corny.
No.
This is the coolest, hippest podcast in town.
We do say so ourselves.
Right. I don't. I have to wonder, like, if not this, what do you do? When are you fun? Is everything annoying to you?
Yeah. And then also, like, you're going to be the couple at the New Year's Eve party and
watching everyone else kiss?
Just looking at you. Sorry. You know, I don't do that.
If you got someone to kiss, lay a fat one on them.
That's also just an example of it's weirder to not do it than to just do it. You don't have to make out with someone, but you're not going to, like.
I totally agree. Yeah. I mean, the alternative, listen, I've spent enough. I've told the story here. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Counting down while on a toilet so I can avoid this. Like, who do I kiss? I don't want to kiss like a friend I met that night. Get me to the toilet.
Yeah,
I'm
hide in there until 12:03. You can come out.
Right.
Everyone's done.
How'd you spend 2022? How'd you ring in the new year? Well, I was hiding on the bathroom toilet.
Well, they say
so I wouldn't have to worry about kissing a stranger.
The way you spend New Year's is the way you spend the rest of the year.
They would be right. I poop a lot.
There you go.
We solved dating again, Jordana.
We did it. Great episode, if I do say so myself.
Great lean.
Yes.
We started with a lot of stuff.
That's true. We just
lean episode.
We're just cutting. We're trimming the tree, as they say. Happy Hanukkah. Right.
Happy Hanukkah to you and yours.
Yes.
And the next one comes out on Christmas.
Yes, we'll be back on Christmas Day to celebrate with you guys.
Ho, ho, ho.
Bye. The U Up podcast is produced by Sean Kilby, Maddie Paul, and Jorge Morales Pico. Editing by Jorge Morales Pico. Social media by Maddie Paul. Be sure to follow at u.up.podcast on Instagram and send us your emails to uup@betches.com.